Good evening. This is T. Fletcher. It is 11:10 p.m. in California, and I hope you all had a wonderful Saturday. I know I sure did. I spent my day with family and friends, good music, paired with fabulous food, and a wonderful conversation. There were so many things that we talked about today, and some of those things I'm going to talk about them tonight. Um, a few things they were gossip, but they were fun. So I want to mix this episode up where I'm not just focusing on the royal family. I want to talk about other things that I see that's trending online. But let's start with Meghan's rosé wine and what customers are saying about it.
Happy Friday. You know what time it is. Guys, I got to make this really, really quick because I actually have company coming over. I got a fun-filled weekend headed, and I got some friends coming over, so perfect timing. Here she is. She is, actually, you know what? She's not as pink as I thought she was going to be. This is like more of an orangey kind of golden hue that she's got going on here, just to let you guys know. And my husband was so nice enough to uncork it for me. I am not a stick my nose in the glass type of girl, but ooh, smells good already. All right, guys, here we go. This more or less is just a confirmation review because a lot of you were saying and giving your own opinions about it. You were saying that it's slightly dry. You said that it's refreshing, it's crisp. And you also said that it's layered in, the sommelier, is that how you pronounce it? The wine expert said it's coconutty. Not getting that coconut. And there's layers of cherry and things like that. So, without further ado, let's go. Okay. Guys, can I be honest with you? Remember we had that discussion about it being 14%? Yeah, you can't taste that 14%. That's a problem. That is a big problem. It tastes so, so good. So first thing I noticed about this is you can definitely taste the stone fruit. You can taste the apricot and that tartness from it. Um, Hold on. I taste the coconut, lemon and cherry. You guys were right. It packs a punch. It really does. It is phenomenal. And if you're like me and you like a really, really dry wine, this is perfect because that was my fear of it being, first of all, it's not sweet. It's not sweet at all. And it is very crisp. It is very refreshing. And as a standalone, I'm already obsessed. But I can see this being used as kind of a mixer. I saw a phenomenal woman. I can't think of her name right now. I got to go back to Instagram. And she made a peach sangria with as ever. And I need that recipe, ma'am. Give it up. Don't be stingy. But guys, she's a winner. I see what they were saying now. Wow. I'm going to turn off the camera right now because I'm about to smash this. Anyway, guys, that is my very quick review of this. Oh, but before I leave, let me just say this. I've only taken 2 sips, but I could tell you already, Meghan took her time with this. Meghan took her time with this. We're not going to give credit to people who were not part of the curating process here. Meghan is a professional, okay? She's been traveling the world in the 7 seas. She knows her wines. And I had no doubt in my mind that she was going to knock this out the ballpark. I do want a red wine next, Meghan. We do need a red wine from you, ma'am, so don't be stingy. But cheers, guys. Happy Friday, and I will talk to you guys probably Monday. Bye.
The front, stunning. The back, gorgeous. The side, beautiful. The top, amazing. The bottom, perfect. From far away, glorious. Close up, even better.
As ever, rosé. It's 7 a.m. in LA, and I just got back from 2 weeks in Europe where I nonstop was drinking delicious rosé. And in honor of me returning back to the US of A, which I'm honestly devastated about, As much as I love LA, there's nothing like Paris in the summer. I just got home to my, as ever, delivery of Duchess Megan's Napa Valley Rosé, so we are going to unbox it together as well as try it. I'm not going to try it now because it is in fact 7 a.m. and that's a little bit too early for even me to drink, but let's unbox it together, shall we? Okay. Woo! Premium unboxing. We have a little note here from Duchess Megan herself. Enjoy, Megan. As ever. Okay, let's put this aside, shall we? I got the 3-tier order where we have 3 bottles of Duchess Megan's Napa Valley Rosé. Not 1, not 2, but 3 bottles of Duchess Megan's Napa Valley Rosé. So let's open one, shall we? I opened a drink because it is 7 a.m. as I said. All other products I ordered have been premium packaging. Just fine. Beautiful July summer day here in Los Angeles. And it's afternoon of the sun. And how better to pair a beautiful July summer day here in Los Angeles with some yummy rosé. So, when it is in fact an appropriate hour to pour myself a glass, not 7 a.m., I will share with you the heaviness that this, I'm sure, tastes like. Stay tuned.
You mocked the jam, you mocked the garden, and now you're choking on the wine. Let's talk about it. A blind taste test. No labels, no branding, no celebrity names. Just wine. Pure, unfiltered, and judged by professionals who actually know what quality tastes like. And when the scores were tallied, Megan's As Ever Rosé came out on top. Better than Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie's Chateau Mirval, Cameron Diaz's Aveline, Sarah Jessica Parker's In Vivo 10, John and Jess Bon Jovi's Hampton Water. And what else did the experts say? This wine is good enough to be poured in Buckingham Palace, said Christian Bendick, certified sommelier and one of several top New York City wine experts who were gathered by the New York Post. Read that again. Fit for the palace. The very palace who couldn't handle Meghan's presence now has to live with the fact that her taste, her product, and vision outrank every A-lister on that list. And now to the haters, the comment section peasants, the low-effort podcasters, the bootlickers with no palate and even less taste. You said she had no class, no taste, no talent. Your opinions aren't just irrelevant, they're embarrassing. You've spent years proving you don't know what excellence looks like. Now the wine world has confirmed it. This wasn't a PR stunt. This wasn't hype. This was taste. This was craft. This was a woman with vision, delivering something that silenced every mouth that tried to diminish her. Because Meghan doesn't create for clicks. She creates with care, with elegance, with intentionality. And the reason you'll never understand it is simple. You're not meant to. You don't belong in rooms she's building. You don't recognize quality because you've spent your whole life chasing status, not standards. You don't have the palate or the pedigree. So here's to Meghan, to taste, to triumph, and to every mouth that ran itself raw trying to drag her. You got outclassed by a bottle of wine. Drink on that.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it. I mean, I can't believe how people, they are always watching Meghan's every move. Why is it when Meghan, when she's selling something or she's creating something, they're always comparing her to other people? She's always got to be one step ahead of other people. She's always got to be better. And I don't understand it. They can't stop bothering this woman. Now, I saw a video of Marlene R. Eden, who works for the Daily Mail, and he also gave a review on the wine, and he took one sip and he talked about how bitter it was, and then he made a comment about the wine was bitter, just as bitter as Meghan, but he's sitting there with a bottle that was almost empty. So before he made the video, he was already drinking the wine, and obviously he enjoyed it. It was almost empty. But I'm going to show you, I'm going to tell you why they are upset. Watch this. Gorgeous. I hope you enjoyed Harry and Meghan's home just as much as I enjoyed it. Now, let's go to the next topic. Now, this is what I've been seeing online. This astronomer who was a CEO, his name is Andy Byron, and he was caught at a Coldplay concert with his mistress. Let me show you the video.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. I'm not quite sure.
They were eating his behind up on social media. So his name is Andy Byron, and since this video has been spread globally, he has resigned as of today. And here is his wife, and I'm glad they blurred out the children because I'm sure they are going through so much. Now, why in the heck would he take his mistress and her friend to a concert? Why would he do that? It just doesn't make sense. Now, the woman that he's having an affair with, her name is Megan Kerrigan. No, that's his wife. So his wife is Megan Kerrigan Byron. The two resides in New York, USA. The couple have 2 sons. However, there is not a lot of information about their children or Megan, thank goodness. But there are some videos online that can provide more information for you. So let me have them tell you the tea. Starting with this one. Okay, so before I start that, of course, people, when they saw the video, immediately they was talking about, okay, so this woman needs to divorce this man and she needs to get the best lawyer alive. And here's a video of a lawyer preparing after he received the call from the cheater's wife. He's about to get paid. He is about to get paid. This is crazy. Here goes another video.
It's crazy that the astronomer CEO and head of HR were caught having an affair at a Coldplay concert. But what's even crazier is that the employee next to them, who obviously knows what's going on, is also part of HR. The internet worked so quick and identified that this is Alyssa and found her LinkedIn through this promotion post that Kristen posted, where she congratulates Alyssa for being promoted to VP of People at Astronomer. Oh, and also it looks like Alyssa just got promoted last week. This just brings it all together. And I was being nosy and looked at both Kristen and Alyssa's LinkedIn, and I noticed that both of them have been working at the same company in the past few years. So they were at Proofpoint and then Neo4j and then now both at Astronomer, both working in HR. What does that say about hiring practices? Seems as if Alyssa is joining Kristen at all these companies. Pretty sus. And I think it's pretty funny because people were saying, oh, Alyssa didn't do anything wrong. She was just there and she knew about the situation. I mean, yeah, she knew the situation as HRVP. And I think it's funny because people were saying that she was just there during this date to make it seem as if it were a team outing so that the CEO could charge this Coldplay concert to the company card.
Man, that is crazy. Now, I forgot to tell you guys. Now, Kristen is the mistress. Here goes another video. And I think that the video that was just shown, where you see Byron, who is the cheater, and Kristen, who is also a cheater, with them kissing, I think that was AI because I don't remember seeing that video anywhere. So let's try to keep this as truthful as possible. The next video.
Oh man, not a good day for Kristen Cabot because apparently she's married too. Meet Andrew Cabot, reportedly her husband. They just bought a house together 5 months ago off the Atlantic coast in New Hampshire for $2.2 million. And he's the owner of a rum company, the CEO and COO of Privateer Rum. And reportedly, on her LinkedIn account that she's now deleted, she's on the advisory board for his rum company since 2020. Here's another picture of him. And if you haven't just yet, you guys should look at the Astronomer LinkedIn page. The number of comments and how clever they are over this whole situation. This guy apparently is applying for the open CEO position. I, again, find it so odd that they're openly canoodling at a concert. Can you say canoodling? With high-profile jobs. But I will say it's a really sad situation where there's spouses involved, there's employees involved, there's children involved. Just really disappointing. And you have the company that's saying that they are investigating the kiss cam moment at the Coldplay concert. In fact, the board of directors say they're all over it, and they're going to be sharing additional details shortly. I wonder what that means. What are your thoughts? Write in the comments below. Do you believe that they should be able to keep their jobs? Should they be let go? What are your thoughts?
I don't know. That's a hard one, but I know it's going to be tension in the room with them around, knowing that they are having an affair, and it makes the company look bad. So it's a good thing that Byron stepped down. Here's another video.
So everybody's talking about the wife, but can we talk about the kids for a second? Teenagers. It's summer. Maybe they're at football practice or a friend's house or just sitting in the backseat on the way to get some pizza. And suddenly their phone won't stop buzzing. Somebody sends a link. Is this your dad? And they don't even have to click it because they already know. Because that Jumbotron moment went viral before they could even blink. It's not just TikTok. It's Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Their friends' parents are whispering at the pool. Someone's laughing at them at the drive-thru window. No matter where they go this summer, people know. You didn't mess up. You didn't ask for it. But your dad handed you this nightmare in broad daylight. And now you've got to wear it like a backpack. Embarrassment that doesn't even belong to you. And that's the part that guts me. Not just the betrayal, but the fallout they never asked for.
She's right. They didn't ask for this, and they might have to do some therapy. because this went global quickly and they're already doing parody and making videos. And sadly, I have a few of those videos starting with this one. I'm sorry, you guys. I had to add my own annoying music because there was music in that particular video. So I'm sorry for the loud music. And here goes another video. And I guess food is this man's mistress.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. I'm not quite sure.
That is so wrong. And then they have a Coldplay divorce tour with their picture in the middle. It's just, it's too much. It is too much. Now, what did they say? Something that always blow my mind about affairs is how are you not absolutely racked with guilt and shame? How are you out here enjoying a concert or anything for that matter, knowing what you're doing is evil? I can't fathom that. Well, there are people out there who love to cheat and they don't care about the consequence. They just, it's what they do. But it's not for us to understand. The next topic is Jennifer Love Hewitt. I cannot believe what I was seeing online. Now, back in the day, she was slim, of course, but now she's an older woman with children, living her life. Of course, there's going to be some weight gain, but I love her. I love her in the movies. I love her personality, and there is no reason for them talking about her like that or bullying her online. So I was so happy that someone online put together a video mocking the people who were actually mocking her. One moment. I didn't realize that there was profanity at the end of that video. I guess I should pay closer attention to my videos, but you guys get the gist of what that is about. they always treat women totally different than how they treat men. Men don't have to go through that. If they gain weight, they gain weight. When women gain weight, then they're referred to as ugly or fat, or no one wants them, and it's uncalled for. It's not fair, and social media could be very cruel. But I'm glad she exposed their faces, because she ate their behinds up. I'm telling you. The next topic that I would like to talk about, and I know there's a lot of people who are going to be like, why are you talking about her? Because I see how they are treating this woman online. Who cares that she is a rapper? Who cares that her music is explicit? Who cares that, she's been with multiple people? She's young, she's having a good time, she's free. Who am I to judge her? And the type of harassment and bullying that she's getting, and she's another Megan, it is uncalled for. But guess what? She's found her king, or her prince. Klay Thompson and Megan Thee Stallion is now dating. I cannot believe it. Now, Klay is a basketball player who used to play for Golden State, but I believe he plays for Dallas now. And if you guys don't know who Megan Thee Stallion is, she is a rapper. Let's start with the videos, because the videos that I saw had me cracking up. Let's start with this one.
You know what? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I love Megan looking this happy and glowing. There's just something about these two I'm already ready to stand behind. Couldn't catch it because this is a video, but specifically in this moment when they're on the red carpet and he was talking to her, rubbing her back, basically being like, hey girl, it's all good. Well, I'm sure he said it a much different way, but he was like, hey, like, it's all good, you're good, we're good. And then she smiles and looks up at him. I'm so sorry, but I can't wait. I can't wait for all the content if she chooses to get it. And I did literally scream. But the thing that I love most is that she looks so happy and confident with him. I do think that this relationship is going to be different than her last ones on a public side, because I feel like when she was with her ex, she was a little bit younger. We'll start with that. She's closer to 30 than she is to 21. And I think she has a lot less stuff to prove. And the last couple of relationships she's been tied to or alleged to be in, she also kind of kept a low profile. I can't remember the football player from the wedding, but I remember that, and I was like, oh, she's about to feed us. And she said, feed who? I ain't got no kids. I'm outside. But now she's on the red carpet with him, so I'm going to assume it's like a little bit more serious, but a lot more private. You know what I'm saying? And if she decides she wants to enjoy this privately, I completely understand, baby girl. But I just love to see a woman loved and praised, and I love to see someone who's been through a lot get a shining, beautiful moment.
Klay Thompson and Megan Thee Stallion are like fries and ice cream. You probably would have never put those two things together, completely different flavors. However, when put together, a beautiful, sweet, and savory combination. I mean, they look hot together. This is a nice looking couple. And if you watch basketball, you already know Klay Thompson got that little swag to him. Like, this ain't nothing new to a basketball fan. He keep him a baddie, but Megan Thee Stallion, tens. Let me give you a little play-by-play. This is the behind the back handhold a man only does when he's trying to pull his woman close. Hide her behind him. Shield her from the outside world. And every woman knows this look. Every woman knows those eyes and that smile. The guard is down. She loved that man. She said he was the first kind person she's ever dated, which all tea, all shade to all her exes. But this eats, and I love seeing her like this. And these looks, everything. And the fact that this was her event for her charity and he popped out on the carpet to support her, like, tens.
So Harry was in Angola. Thank goodness. When they thought that he was home and they were writing stories about him and his wife, about some private summit, because they were trying to block out the royal ascot and Kate not going to Williams polo match and the state dinner, where there were a lot of people saying negative things. Harry was doing his thing and no one knew about it. That's what I like about this whole thing. The British media are in shambles because they can't keep up with Harry. So I'm going to let this person talk to you about what happened in Angola.
Morning, friends. Happy Wednesday. How are you doing? And I'll tell you what, the press, like millions, tens of millions of British taxpayers, absolutely love this fella. Harry lands in Angola to walk across fields of landmines, just like Diana did in this iconic photo. This is an older photo of Harry. The British press are actually barred from this event, so there's no UK media coverage. Yes, British media, that's how powerful Harry is. I've seen some international content with him meeting various dignitaries over there. He is literally determined to carry on the work of Diana and follow in his mother's footsteps. And this is part of what makes him an amazing person and part of why the Harry and Meghan team are pretty much invincible. If you look at this compared to what have we had recently, turning up at Wimbledon, not turning up at Ascot, and attending a couple of state dinners. I mean, this is real work. This is using your power to encourage the media to shine a light on the things that the world needs to talk about. Doing work for good. Others, I'd say not. As ever, comments are open. Let me know what you think.
I loved reading this about Prince Harry. If you don't know, he was in Angola. I love this for multiple reasons, mostly because he is a true working royal. I love the fact that although he's not a full-time working royal, he always intended on actually working and doing what I believe royals should do. This is incredible. He's putting his time and his money where his mouth is, and he's doing such a good job. This picture really touched my heart. If you don't know, this is where Princess Diana went. Unfortunately, if I remember correctly, this was the same year that she passed away. But for him to be able to walk in his mother's footsteps in a cause that touched her heart so much, it's just so heartwarming. I saw this on the news and immediately had to Google it, and I had chills watching the footage. Like, this is the same young lady that Princess Diana met. And for him to be able to visit with her is incredible. And then this picture, it's just amazing. I wish, at least I didn't see it. I wish he gave an interview about his visit and just kind of shared his thoughts with us. If he has, I haven't seen it. But yeah, I just thought I would share this with you. It's such a beautiful, actual working prince. So yeah, anyway, I thought I would share that with you. Have a good day. Bye.
Yeah. And while Harry was in Angola, the media was wondering, where is Meghan? I guess Harry can't be anywhere without Meghan, and Meghan can't be anywhere without Harry. By a show of hands, how many of you are connected to your spouse's hip or your significant other? Not too many. People magazine wrote, Prince Harry is in Angola for a landmine walk with the Halo Trust, following in the footsteps of his late mother, Princess Diana. On July 15th, the Duke of Sussex, 40, arrived in Angola solo for the unannounced outing. However, Meghan Sussex didn't join him for the surprise trip, reportedly due to security concerns. A source told the Daily Mail, now here's the thing. Why is the Daily Mail always getting the story? How do the Daily Mail know about things about the Duke? Isn't that crazy? Now, I'm not going to get into all of that because it's repetitive. I'm repeating the same information over. You've already heard the information on the videos. But seeing the Daily Mail, I want you guys to be aware about this. Remember the Peace Summit, the secret Peace Summit, where King Charles and Prince Harry aides got together to discuss something, or maybe a couple of things that we know nothing about. So the head communications for the royal family, Tobin Andre, I hope I'm saying that correctly, and Meredith Mays, head of the communication for the Sussexes, um, they met in London. They sat out on the balcony for a couple of minutes and then they went back in. But while they were on the balcony, they got that money shot. Now, how in the heck did the Daily Mail know that there was going to be a peace summit? And why did they sit out on the balcony? I'll tell you. This title, Royal Couple raises eyebrows with recruitment of top tabloid executive for the secretary role. The Prince of Wales and the Duchess of Cornwall, so this was before um, Charles was king, have surprised some with their choice of new communication secretary, recruiting deputy editor of the Daily Mail, Tobin Andre. The Times of London reports that Andre will start his new role in the coming months, and the royal couple hope he will be a strong driver of their public relations in the run-up to the Prince of Wales ascending the throne. So this was in 2022. And surprise, the Daily Mail is getting exclusives and they're getting the money shot. So how odd is that? So I tell people over and over and over again, Charles is not a good father. Charles set that up. And he set it up because of the family. They're not getting good coverage. They had to put something out there. And Harry had to be the scapegoat. And then they had the nerve to write, Prince Harry and King Charles aides, reconciliation talks would never happen without William's support and understanding. What does William have to do with this? About a father and a son? Nothing. Nothing at all. If King Charles want to reconcile with his son, that's not William's concern. But that's another story. I also want to talk about Camilla Tominey. For those who follow the Sussexes, they are very much familiar with Camilla Tominey. We refer to her as Camilla Tominey, the liar. So Camilla was at Wimbledon and she ran into a Sussex supporter. The Sussex supporter was Judy in the Richmond. And Judy said, sat behind Camilla Tominey at Wimbledon. Don't worry, Sussex squad. I mentioned I was a Harry and Meghan fan and that she blocked me on Twitter for calling her a you know what. So Camilla unblocked her so she could say, you were rude and obnoxious and annoyed everyone sitting in our area with your drunken screaming and shouting. Try laying off the sauce and showing some self-awareness next time you are in public, you vile troll. That was a lot of nerves to refer to her as a vile troll and obnoxious and a drunken, screaming, whatever she called her, because that is the pot calling the kettle black. Let's start with this. Growing up with an alcoholic mother, I became a copper and a doer. The legacy of a mentally ill parent can last a lifetime, but my mother drinking problem made me determined to be everything she wasn't. Now, her mother was an alcoholic, and so was Camilla Tominey. And I'll let her tell you in her own words.
I think what we need to be alerted to is that actually, if you've got a problem with drink, then you've got a drink problem. In the sense that lots of people think, oh, you have to be drinking out of a kind of paper bag on the streets to be an alcoholic. What can be signs of problem drinking is, wanting that glass of wine a bit too early in the afternoon, wanting to drink, and not having an off switch, feeling that you're getting up with a hangover and having the fear, forgetting what you've done, blackouts. And particularly women, we don't process alcohol as well as men. Our livers can't cope with it. There is a predisposition, according to this report, for women in their mid-30s, maybe at a challenging time in their personal lives and careers, to turn to the bottle. And from personal experience, as the daughter of an alcoholic and also somebody who did have a bit of a problem handling her booze when I was younger, I do recommend sobriety. People think, oh, you can't be sociable anymore, you can't go out. I often say, it's not what's in the glass that counts, it's just the act of toasting.
Now, not only was Camilla a drunken fool, but she's also a liar. Now, she's supposed to be a royal supporter, and I'm pretty sure that journalists with high air quotes or royal journalists, I'm pretty sure they have morals and ethics, or they should have them, but not Camilla. Not Camilla. Camilla, I can't even say her name, almost said what we call her. She is a piece of work. She really is. And I'm going to tell you why. She was the one who wrote that article saying that Meghan made Kate cry. Remember, this was doing right before the wedding. And if you've been in a wedding, you understand how stressful it is to put together a wedding, right? Kate already had her wedding. She had her day. But she tried to sabotage Meghan's wedding. We saw the text messages. We saw how she was trying to get Meghan to change the flower girls' stockings or their dresses. We saw how she tried to make Meghan do what she wanted. And then we found out that it was actually Kate who made Meghan cry. But Camilla never fixed it. She never told the truth. I'll let you hear what she said.
I wanted to ask you also about the conversation that was had about Kate and about this just before the wedding, that there were the tears. And I think at the time it was actually...
I wrote the story.
It was your story, wasn't it? And the story that you wrote was that there was an argument for the wedding regarding the bridesmaids' dresses. In fact, let's just see what she said about it. Hold on. So they are saying, with your story, the reverse happened from your story.
A few things on that. First of all, as you know, I don't write things that I don't believe to be true and that haven't been really well sourced. What's interesting about them coming out with that now is, obviously, I'm well known for doing royal coverage. So at any point in time when we had published that, I would have expected to have received a phone call saying it's wrong or it's misconstrued, this mustn't be reported again. I don't know, you'd even expect editorial compliance to be involved. That never happened.
I've got to say, though, that's all addressed in that interview, isn't it? Because they said that she couldn't understand why nobody stood up for her. Nobody phoned up and said, that's not true.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But it wasn't as if the entire machinery didn't have plenty of time on their so-so to address that if they didn't think it's true.
She also said that very machinery was part of the reason that these stories continued to be perpetuated, was because nobody within the establishment, the institution, stood up for her. They let you write these stories, but they didn't ever refute them.
I don't agree with that.
I wanted to ask you also about the conversation.
I'm sorry, repeat it. So she said that she don't write what she believes, what she don't believe to be true. That's a lie. Actually, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to use the word story. I'm going to replace story for the L word, okay? But her nose is extremely long from telling too many stories. Let's start with this one.
Soon?
I think we will within the next week, but I wouldn't hold your breath as to getting kind of a full frontal shot, because if you remember with Archie, the first image we had was of his foot, I think, cupped in someone's hand. Do you remember? It wasn't like the face, so don't hold your breath.
Okay.
Do you know what I've managed to...
Real soon?
So the lady said, do you think we'll see the baby soon? She was referring to Princess Lilibet when she was born. And Camilla sat right in that woman's face and told a story and said she doesn't think it's going to be soon, because the first picture that Harry and Meghan presented to the world is a picture of Archie's foot when he was born, with her hand cuffing, or well, no, she didn't even say Meghan's hand. She said someone's hand, holding his feet up. But that was a story, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because the first time they presented Archie was this time. Okay? When they presented him to the Queen and Prince Philip, they couldn't show Archie until the Queen and Prince Philip saw him first. So to say that they showed a foot of him before anybody got a chance to see his face or him was a lie. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle posed with their newborn son, Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor, doing a photo call in Georgia Hall, Windsor Castle on May 8th, 2019. Archie was born May 6th, so this was 2 days after his birth, in Windsor, England. The Duchess of Sussex gave birth at 5:26 on Monday, the 6th, May 2019. Now, here is the picture that Camilla is talking about. This was May 12th. So that is a story, right? Now, here goes another story. So after Meghan released the book, The Bench, Camilla gave an interview where she lied about what Meghan said. And I'm going to let you guys hear that.
And he loves it. Christian, I haven't told you that. Archie loves the book, which is great because he has a voracious appetite for books, and constantly when we read him a book, he goes again, again, again. But now the fact that he loves The Bench and we can say, Mommy wrote this for you, feels amazing.
That was quite nice. She said that Archie was a voracious reader, which is an interesting claim considering he's only 2 years old. Sometimes we have this, don't we? Do you remember, like, when you first have the children and, like, they pick up a little picture book and the next thing you're thinking that they're a baby Einstein. Actually, they're just interested in the colours. Yeah. But there we have.
So did you hear her say
and
that
loves
Meghan,
it. Christian, I haven't told
that did you hear her say that she said Meghan said that Archie was a voracious reader? I'll let you hear it again. What Meghan actually said.
I told you that. Archie loves the book, which is great because he has a voracious appetite for books, and constantly when we read him a book, he goes again.
She said Archie has a voracious appetite for books, and when you read him a book. So that is another story. This woman is something else. Now here's another one. Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, guest edited the September 2019 issue of British Vogue. This issue, themed Forces for Change, featured 15 women considered by Meghan to be forces for change on the front cover. It became the magazine's fastest-selling edition in its 105-year history, which made them mad. And here is the front cover of the magazine. You see all the beautiful women on the front page. And here is what Camilla Tomney said. I wonder whether Meghan was conscious of the bias she showed in choosing 15 forces for change for the Vogue cover, all of whom were women, of which only 5 were white, according to Camilla Tomney. If I was pale, male, and stale, I'd be feeling pretty discriminated against right now. Shh. Like I said, so she was upset because Meghan's, when she guest edited British Vogue, it sold off the charts. So she had to come back and be shady. Not only is she a storyteller, she also throws shades and she writes articles that can be harmful to people. Just like with this one, Meghan cookbook mosque linked to 19 terror suspects, including Jahidi John and group's investigation. I don't know if I should have said that, but yes. So when Meghan decided, to be in the family, I don't know if this was before she married Harry or right before she married Harry. Meghan used to go to the Hub Community Kitchen after the fire and cook with the women and hang out with them. And she was just like, the food is wonderful. Why don't we get together and you share your recipes with other people? I think it was the Greenfield fires. Share them with other people. So they put together a cookbook. The cookbook sold off the charts. And this is what Camilla Tomley came up with. People who lost their families, who lost their homes in a fire. Not only did she write a nasty article, which was a lie, but she put these women in danger. Now, I don't even want to talk about her anymore because that's the reason why I am going to mix my podcast up, because when I talk about this stuff, it makes my blood pressure go up because it's blatant. The last thing I'm going to talk about is Stephen Colbert. So his show was canceled. And from what I'm understanding, they canceled him after he talked about Donald Trump and Paramount. So it says Stephen Colbert's Late Show was canceled by CBS, with the final episode airing in May 2026. While CBS stated the cancellation was a purely financial decision, many believe it was related to Colbert's criticism of Paramount's $16 million settlement with Donald Trump. Some even suggest it was politically motivated due to the timing of the cancellation and Colbert's frequent criticism of Trump. Now, I saw a lot of people online who were mocking Colbert and linking him to Harry and Meghan and saying, that's the reason why he was fired. But I actually listened to what he said, and I'm going to let you guys hear a little bit of it also. Hold on.
Parent corporation, Paramount, paid Donald Trump a $16 million settlement over his 60 Minutes lawsuit. As someone who has always been a proud employee of this network, I am offended. And I don't know if anything will ever repair my trust in this company. But just taking a stab at it, I'd say $16 million would help. This settlement is for a nuisance lawsuit Trump filed claiming that 60 Minutes deceptively edited their interview with then-candidate Kamala Harris last fall. Paramount knows they could have easily fought it because, in their own words, the lawsuit was completely without merit. And keep in mind, Paramount produced Transformers: Rise of the Beast. They know completely without merit. Now, unlike the payoffs from ABC and Twitter, Paramount's settlement did not include an apology. Instead, that's good. Instead, the corporation released a statement where they said, "You may take our money, but you will never take our dignity. You may, however, purchase our dignity for the low, low price of $16 million. We need the cash." Now,
so that's all I'm going to provide. But you guys understand that Stephen Colbert said on CBS, on their station, he pulled a Diana. He sat on their station and drug their behinds about Donald Trump and Paramount, which was true. But what did you think CBS was going to do when you're sitting on their platform dragging them? But anywho, that's all I have. I hope you liked the show. And if you did, please like, share, or subscribe to my channel. And I'm going to leave you guys with a nice visual. Have a good evening.